welcome back. You were keen to come back. You wanted to speak to the Middlesbrough fans. How do you look back on your 8 years here?
As a whole, very enjoyable. I love my time here, and I've had some great memories, and that's how I look at not just football but life. I've created memories, and I've created a lot of memories here for many different reasons, personal reasons, footballing reasons. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoy my time here, and 8 years has flown by, which probably explains it all. Time flies when you're having fun, and not just that. I've met some people that I'll have friends for life, you know, and that's what you find when you get a bit older or involved in football. It's sometimes not what you're either doing on the pitch or what you're creating. It's the people that you're doing it with, and as I say, the people that I've met since arriving at this football club is the biggest thing that I'll take away with myself, because as I say, football can have highs and lows, and sometimes you can't do anything about it, but it's the people that you do it with that make it so special.
I mean, when you came here, summer 2017, could you ever have thought, I'll still be here in 8 years' time, 400 appearances, nearly 400 appearances later? Mm-hmm. It doesn't happen a lot in this day and age, that, does it?
No, I don't think I'd have expected probably both those things, of the appearances and the amount of time that you were here, but I also do know, and I will have known it at that stage, in football a lot of things can happen and some can be unexpected, so no, I certainly didn't expect to be here this long, but as I say, it goes back to I've enjoyed each season and always wanted to stay on, and certainly going off the past 3 or 4 years, is it, when I kept signing 1 year extensions at the end of the season, and yeah, it just shows, you know, I've thoroughly enjoyed my time here, and I'd like to think it's been received the other way as well.
During that time, you played under 6 managers, 6 probably very different types of Middlesbrough teams, and you've played in pretty much every position. Mm-hmm. There's always been something, hasn't there? There's always been something going on.
It makes it fun though and exciting, doesn't it? You know, if it was just the same old every season, if you like, it might not have lasted so long. It's yeah, it certainly kept it fresh, and having that change, and it just goes back then. You're meeting more new people with the changes, whether it's players or staff. Sometimes it might not have always been for a good thing of how football works, you know. Majority of the time when a new manager's coming in, it's because something may be working out. But as I say, that's football, and creates new opportunities for people to come into this, you know, amazing football club, and we've witnessed that. As you say, the types of manager and personalities have been different, but you know, even for me, it's been great to learn from these, and you know, and out of all them managers that I've certainly played under, I've taken a lot of things from all of them.
You've always said that your preferred position is centre mid, but when you look at all the positions you have played here, is there what have you enjoyed the most? Is it a random right spell at right back? Is it dropping into centre back? What have you enjoyed the most?
It's difficult, that, and you know, when it is happening at the time, you do get asked about the changing position, and sometimes I felt as if you were just giving a standard answer of do it for the club or do what's asked of me. But that was genuinely the case for me. I know it's maybe not for everyone, but I just looked at it as a different challenge, as you say there, with the right back. Did it a little bit under Pulis, and then certainly when Woody came in as manager, he wanted to use me there a bit more regularly. I just saw it as a challenge, and just something I looked looked forward to doing, of testing myself, and certainly then knock-on effect when we had a few injuries and you start going centre-back. And centre-back I really enjoyed, apart from probably the physical side, that I could get found out at times, if you like. I just really enjoyed it and I felt quite comfortable there. I don't know if that was then due to me age at the time of having that experience and understanding the game and reading the game. But yeah, I just felt comfortable in majority of the aspects of it.
And on top of all that, you also captained the team.
Yeah.
I was club captain for a few years. Again, was that something, did you ever see yourself? I know you were the youngest ever captain at Leeds. But again, when you came, did you see, or is it a natural evolution that's how it sort of occurs?
Just how it occurred. Just I'd done it from a young age at Leeds, and I was a quiet lad growing up, and even maybe towards the back end, it maybe changed a little bit being an older lad and you have to speak, but it's probably how the game's changed a little bit as well, because certainly when I first started, the captain was looked at in the louder one, or the one that's gonna maybe give someone a doing or tell people how it is, and obviously that's not my nature. It's more leading by example, but that's how football's maybe changed over the years since I've been playing. And I've done it at Leeds. I was never official captain at Norwich, but I did it at times certainly when Russell Martin was out or not playing. And then obviously got past it after Brit when they made a change there. So it's a massive honour to captain a football club, because you look at the size of the clubs and the players that have certainly been here to be asked to captain those side. It means you must be doing something right, and I've done a fair few games as well. So yeah, a lot of nice memories, and there'll be bits like that when you have times to yourself or you're in your own little world, thinking of back over your careers, it'll be bits like that you'll remember. And even little bits just stick in my head now, and it gets to me a little bit, stuff like this of, there's a picture that I've got my last game at Riverside, and my laddie Max, the youngest one, loves football, and he's had kits growing up over the past few years, and he's even asked for a captain's armband to be like his dad, and there's a picture that someone got me putting my armband on him on the pitch. So yeah, that's quite a touching moment and a special one for me and my lad.
I'm going to say that sort of leads me on. I was going to say, what moments when you look back over the 8 years do really stand out for you?
There's so many, and that's what I wanted. Maybe when you're a bit younger, you have aspects of to go play in the Premiership, to go and play for England, whatever it may be. But certainly when you start to get older and those aspirations maybe change a little bit, it's about creating memories and creating moments, and you only do that in good ways. We had some memorable nights and big matches that we've won that'll stick in my mind. As you say, captaining the club, the people that you've done it with, and some of the lads that you've got to play with that have then gone on to play for other clubs. I think it's hard to pick one out because there's many different reasons for having these memories. So it's hard to compare them sometimes. But that's the pleasing thing, that I have got a lot of memories that we'll remember at this club.
You got a favourite game? One particular game? I mean, for any reason, I just...
So the ones that stick out will be the Chelsea at Riverside. First leg, and the hope that we all got after that first leg. Just a special night for everyone involved with the football club that night. The Man U one, was a great night. Then probably from a personal note, and the club as well, because it arguably could be my best ever game, was the Tottenham one. It was a nice moment when Chris Moores had left and he'd done a speech upstairs, and he'd physioed a lot of games at this club, and he'd said that performance was arguably the best he'd seen. So it's bits like that probably stick out, but going off games, I'd say them three.
You've obviously played with a lot of players here, because you've been through so many different boroughs, as we say. Yeah. Could you pick a best, or is it unfair, but could you pick a best player that you've played with in the 8 years you've been here? Best borough player?
For ability, and it probably goes into some of the best I've played with, I'll say Adama, just for what he could do. Football is about entertaining and coming to watch people that are going to excite you, and he certainly did that here. Certainly under Pulis, he was unbelievable, and people, there's no one close to him. I think that's what stood out, with his pace and his power that he could produce and where he could go past people. He'd be the one that I'd pick out, but obviously for then different reasons. There's certain lads that I've spent a lot of time with and got a real personal relationship as well, the likes of Paddy, still keep in touch with him. So look what it's brought me in getting relationships like that, and enjoying my time on and off the pitch with him. Crooksy as well would be another one. So yeah, it's great to play with top players, and they were obviously terrific players as well, but it will go back to the lads that I've spent some quality time with.
You talk about relationships there. Obviously, over the time you forged, an excellent relationship with the fans. I think, from both sort of your leadership on the pitch and some of the interviews certainly that you gave over the last 4 or 5 years. There was and I don't know whether you saw this or not, there was a flag at the friendly at Rangers last week, which, thank you, Jonny Howson, for the leadership and loyalty. What do you make of something like that? I find it hard to deal with sometimes, if I'm being honest, because I look and think, and this, maybe it's me being not doing myself justice, or I just look and think, I've just come in to do my job, and I look at it of every single day that you come in through these doors or the gates or out on that pitch, you give it everything you've got, because it shouldn't be any different. And certainly for young lads, I think that's how they should take to their careers. And it's moments like that, and I know I've touched on it before, even when I was here, when people have asked what's been your best moments in your career. And as I say, with football, you can have a terrific game, create a moment, which obviously is unbelievable, but the thing that I've stuck out is when I've been back to Elland Road with Norwich and Middlesbrough, when I've been back to Carrow Road before we had the incident. And then that with the fans, putting that banner and chanting your name, that means more to me than what goes on a football pitch, because I've left a club for whatever reason, and if they show that respect and go out of the way to do something like that, it means you've done something right, but also you've done things right, or you've carried yourself in a certain manner, and there's obviously that respect there both ways. So yeah, them moments mean more to me than what can go on a pitch. And
what I would like to, say is thank you as well, because not just for myself, for my family as well. It meant so much, that.
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, it brings me sort of on to my last. One of the reasons you were keen, you wanted to come up here, you wanted to say thank you to the fans. You're going to come back and join us at a home game when you get a chance properly to do it. What would your message to them be?
I think the biggest thing, I obviously want to say thank you, because they've made my time so memorable here, and they've given me moments, not just me, as I say, me and my family, moments that will last for a lifetime. And I just hope they realise how much they meant to me as well, for what they've given me. I could go home after a game on a Saturday. My young lads will be wanting to play football in the living room, and I'll be kicking the ball around with them, and they'll be chanting the songs that the Middlesbrough fans have been chanting, and I can't describe how proud that makes me feel. And certainly when they used to do it at Riverside, it's probably what all the hard work that you've done, and the dedication and the sacrifices that you've had to give throughout your career, it makes it all worth it for moments like that. And I can't go without saying the night at Hull, that just blew me away. I'd obviously spoke to the manager at the time. He'd recommended it, and I knew I might got a little bit of attention, but my biggest thing, my lad wanted to go to an away game. I was injured at the time. Hull wasn't too far away from me, so I'd actually done it for him, but what it gave us both, and that night I never expected it to be that big or get that such reaction. And obviously helps with Al scoring a last minute goal, because everyone's happy as well. It might have been a bit different if we'd have been 2 or 3 down in the first 20 minutes, but no, that was special as well. So yeah, I can't thank them enough, but I hope they also realise how much they've meant to me over the years as well.
And what's the future for Jonny Howson then?
The bits that we spoke on there, of doing the right things, it's now my turn to, all the things that I've learnt over the years, go and give that advice and help that I've picked up along the way to younger kids.
John, we wish you all the very best, everyone at the club.
Thanks,
Thanks,
you.
mate.
Cheers.